Ever feel like your business is trying to run a marathon but with weights strapped to its ankles? Well, that's kind of what it's like being tied to old on-premise servers. Today, we are going to cut those ties. We're demystifying one of the most powerful moves a business can make, migrating to the AWS cloud. Yeah, if you've ever felt completely boxed in by your physical hardware, or you've struggled to scale up for a surprise traffic spike, or maybe you're just spending way too much of your budget just keeping the lights on, then you are in exactly the right place. We're about to dive into the solution.
All right, so here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with the why. Why even bother moving? Then we'll get into the 3 core strategies for how you actually do it. And finally, we'll look at the tools that help you along the way and the incredible transformation that happens after. Let's jump in.
So, what's all the fuss about? Why are so many companies, from tiny startups to massive enterprises, making this move to the cloud? Let's unpack what the cloud really promises. It really just boils down to breaking free from those old constraints. Instead of being stuck with fixed physical servers, the cloud unlocks this incredible flexibility. You can scale your resources up or down in minutes, not months. That means you can react to what's happening in the market way faster. And here's the kicker. You only pay for what you actually use, which can lead to some pretty serious long-term cost savings. Okay, now for the heart of our explainer today. Once you've decided, yes, we're doing this, the next question is, how? Well, this is where we get into the 3 main strategies. I know, the idea of moving your entire digital operation can sound, well, overwhelming. But the journey really boils down to one of 3 fundamental choices. Let's break them down one by one. First up is rehosting. You're going to hear this called lift and shift all the time. The best way to think about it is like this. You're packing up your application in boxes and moving it to a new house, the AWS cloud. But you're not redecorating or renovating at all. The application's core architecture stays the same. The huge advantage here is speed. It's fast, it's low risk, and it's perfect for when you just need to get to the cloud, like yesterday. Next, we have replatforming. So using our house analogy again, this is like moving in, but you decide to upgrade the kitchen with some shiny new appliances. You're making a few smart, targeted tweaks to take advantage of the cloud. For example, swapping out a database you manage yourself for a managed service like Amazon RDS. You start getting some of those cloud benefits right away without having to do a complete overhaul. It's that perfect middle ground. And finally, there's refactoring. With this one, you're not just moving into the house. You are tearing it down to the studs and rebuilding it as a modern, cloud-native masterpiece. This means totally re-architecting your application to use things like microservices and serverless functions. Now, it's definitely a higher effort, for sure, but the payoff? It unlocks the absolute maximum long-term benefits of being in the cloud. So when you look at it this way, the trade-off becomes super clear, right? Rehosting is all about low effort and high speed, which is great, but the cloud benefits are more moderate. As you move down the list toward refactoring, you're trading that initial speed for way bigger long-term gains. The whole key is figuring out where that sweet spot is for your specific goals. Okay, so we know the options. We've got Rehost, Replatform, Refactor. But that brings us to maybe the most important question of all. How do you actually pick the right one for your business? Look, there is no single right answer here. There's no magic formula. The best strategy is always going to be the one that perfectly aligns with your specific needs, your goals, and of course, your resources. So what are the things you should be thinking about? Choosing your path really comes down to asking the right questions. First, how complex is the application we're talking about? What's our main objective here? Is it speed to market, long-term cost savings, or setting ourselves up for future innovation? What's our budget look like, and what kind of skills do we have on our team? And finally, what are the compliance or security rules we absolutely have to follow? The answers to these questions will point you right to your best strategy. Now for the good news. You do not have to figure all this out alone. Not at all. AWS provides a whole suite of powerful tools designed specifically to help guide you through this entire process. This journey can feel like a pretty massive undertaking, I get it. But AWS has built-in support that really acts as your guide, making the whole process way more manageable and, honestly, a lot less scary. Let's look at a few of the key tools you'll have in your toolkit. First, think of AWS Migration Hub as your project's command center. It gives you one single place, one dashboard, to track the progress of all your application migrations, even across different AWS tools. You can see exactly what's moving, what's done, and what's up next. Now, for those lift and shift or rehosting scenarios we talked about, the AWS Application Migration Service is going to be your best friend. It pretty much automates the whole process, letting you move servers over to AWS with very little manual work and without needing to change a thing up front. And hey, the support doesn't stop once you've moved. Think of AWS Trusted Advisor as your own personal cloud consultant. It is constantly scanning your environment and giving you tailored, specific recommendations to help you improve security, boost performance, and, of course, optimize your costs. It's awesome. So, we've covered the why, the how, and the tools. Let's make this super real with a quick before and after look to see the kind of impact a migration can actually have.
Okay, just picture this. Before the migration, your IT team is totally bogged down with manual server maintenance. It takes forever, scaling is a nightmare, and they spend half their days just firefighting random issues. But then, after migrating to AWS, even with a simple lift and shift, that same environment is now running on managed infrastructure. It's scalable, it's flexible, and it is way, way more reliable.
So what's the end result of all this? It's a profound shift. Your team is spending way less time on boring maintenance, your applications have better uptime and performance, and most importantly, all that time and energy gets redirected from just keeping the lights on to focusing on what actually drives your business forward, innovation.
So there you have it. We've walked through the strategies, the key decision factors, and the incredible potential. The journey to the cloud is a powerful one, and it all starts with a single step. The only question left is, what's yours going to be?